Welcome to Leaf On Lessons. Education modernized, learning maximized. Let's work on improving our reading in this lesson. Before you can truly improve your reading skills, you need to understand what happens in good readers' mind while they read. You may even be doing these things already, but you just don't know it. Good readers have developed good habits when they read. We call these habits strategies. Strategies help readers understand, connect to, and determine the importance of what they are reading. Here are a few strategies. Making connections, asking questions, determining importance, inferring and predicting, visualizing, synthesizing, and the fix-it-up strategy. Good readers make connections. They make connections from the text to themselves, that is, similar events in their life. They make connections from text to text, that is, to books, movies, TV, etc. Or from text to life, that is, to real-world events. Ask yourself, what do I know about this? Has anything similar happened to me? How would I feel if this happens to me? Can I relate to the characters? Does this story remind me of something? Connect yourself to the text and try to go past the obvious. What don't you get? What do you get? What words don't you understand? What other questions do you have? What do you wonder about as you read? Ask questions. Why? Asking questions help you to focus on the text. If your mind wanders, you will not understand. Then you will be bored. If you run into problems, things you don't understand, then you can check yourself with a question. The other strategy is determining importance. Pick and choose which details are most important to remember. Think about what a teacher might ask on a test. Think about what the author hints might be important later on. Anything you read contains a lot of information. You cannot remember everything. By deciding what is important, you don't have to remember everything. You can prioritize the information you need in order to understand. Next is inferring and predicting. Good readers are like detectives. They use clues to determine what is happening in a story. This is called inference. Good readers also make educated guesses about what may happen later in the story. They use the author's hint to predict what will most likely occur. Ask yourself, what isn't stated that I have to figure out? What do I predict will happen? Why do I think so? Another reading strategy good readers use is visualizing. To do this, you have to picture in your mind the images the author creates with her words. Pay close attention to sensory details. For example, if you were a deer, what would you see, hear, taste, touch, feel? Why visualize? Well, if you don't picture the events of a story, you will get bored. The author's job is to paint pictures in the reader's mind. The reader's job is to visualize what the author has described. Next is synthesizing. Synthesize is a fancy way of saying that you must bring everything together in the end. In other words, what is the meaning of what you are reading? Ask yourself, what does it all mean? What's the big idea? Are there questions still left unanswered? What are the lessons I should learn? What do I think about this book? Then, lastly, to be a good reader, you need to use your fix-it-up strategies. Make sure you are understanding what you are reading. When you run into trouble, you just don't get it, use little correction strategies to help you figure out what went wrong. We call these methods fix-up strategies. Here are some examples of fix-up strategies. Rereading, underlining, using a dictionary, reading aloud, and asking for help. In closing, pause the video and answer this question. Why use strategies? Strategies create a plan of attack. Then you can solve any reading problems yourself. Strategies help you learn how to understand. If you know how to understand, then you are more likely to understand. Strategies help you realize how you are thinking, so that you can think more deeply and more consciously. Remember, you may be using some or all of these strategies already. You just may not know it. However, as you learn to read more complicated materials, you will need to use these strategies purposefully. So, practice, practice, practice.